Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Not Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to enjoy this live stream with me. I'm going live because I want to try a couple of things and I want to check my setup. I added some after having a little bit of trouble with a steady Wi-Fi connection. I've added some extras like extra Wi-Fi point and extra cable and these kind of things. So I want to try this, and let me quickly share on the Discord that I am live. Let's see on the phone if I am live, and then we can have a chat because I should see everything here. Let's see. Let's go to the channel. Yeah, it's live. That's nice. Yes. Hey, Stefan. Good to see you. And Sophie is there as well. Yes, definitely unexpected. Let me share this on the Discord and let me like my own stream because I'm doing that. I'm so full of myself. I always like my own stuff. People say like, yeah, you're hitting the like button on your own videos and stream. Yes, I do, of course. If I don't, who else will? Yes, very unexpected, but I wanted to try the setup. And I want to see if everything is stable. Yes, I saw the news from Spiel in Essen, and I actually want to talk about that a bit as well once hopefully some people are pouring in. I like my own crap too. Yes, Stefan. If you don't support yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, why should anybody else believe in you? So I'm first and foremost believing in myself and always trying to do my best. And that's very important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the live stream in the Discord. If somebody drops by, that's cool. If not, then it's just the three of us. But we'll see. The family is very good, Stefan. Thanks a lot. How's Tanya, if I remember correctly, right? That was the name of your girlfriend. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. It's Friday night, so we're going to have a good beer. I hope that's allowed on YouTube. Otherwise, I will see. The only thing... oh, yeah. There are 3 people watching. Interesting. So I can see that here as well. So that's Stefan, Sophie, and maybe somebody else. Tanya, I knew it. Cheers. Thanks. If you want to hop on, Sophie, and want to chat about the news in Essen, say hi back. Do you like it, Mike? Do you like it? Haven't you seen any of my videos over the last couple of months without the mask, Mike? I'm a bit disappointed, man. If you wanna hop on, that's okay as well. I haven't really planned anything specific except for Essen news about sorcery. So if anybody wants to talk about that, that's cool, of course. If anybody wants to have a beer, it's just a small German Krug. I don't know what's the English word. Like, it's not a glass. It's something else. It's a mug, right? It's yeah. But hey, we're starting small tonight, so that's okay. You can always work your way up. Hey, bulk box is here. How are you, Ricky? Is it Ricky or is it the new employee? I'm driving recklessly. Then you shouldn't join the live stream, Mike. That's not a good idea. But let me know when you're home. You can join. Single malt whiskey tonight. I have a couple of those downstairs as well, but I keep it to one drink only. I'm not mixing whiskey with beer, and I just returned from Germany, and I brought a case of beer from my hometown, so it's my local beer, which is called Schlappeseppel, and that's actually a dark one. They have different flavors, but it's a local brewery, and I've been drinking this since I'm legally allowed to drink, and maybe even a bit before that. And yeah, luckily in Germany, you're allowed to drink beer early. 16 is the age. We'll be hanging out for a while. It will take us to get the gear out. I'll be here, Sophie. If you want to join, that's cool. Let's talk about the news. Let's talk about Essen. Let's talk about sorcery. And I'll be here to talk about it. All good. Ricky, what kind of single malt are you drinking? And Ricky, while I have you here, oh yeah, it's back there. It's a bit under a couple of things. Thanks for the new box. I still will talk about that on camera. I like the bear. It's very cool. I showed it briefly, and of course the boxes are up there all the time, filled with sorcery cards and Magic the Gathering cards. And actually, Mike will like to hear it. Filled with something else now as well, because I purchased a couple of Guardian starters and a couple of Guardians boosters. And for people who don't know what Guardians is, the starters and the boosters, cool. I will get on. Send me an invite on Discord. Of course I will, Sophie. The Guardians TCG is more or less a dead TCG, but it is a TCG CCG that gave a lot of inspiration to sorcery. And there are actually a couple of cards in there, like sites or something that looks a lot like sites, avatars, even some of the same artwork. So yeah, Guardian number 1, CCG sorcery number 2. Yes, that is possible. The first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna send a link to Sophie, and for that I have to open Discord. Sending an invite link and having a bit of my beer here. Where is Sophie? Sophie. Here you go. That should be it. And then let's jump back to the stream. Read up on the comments. Lafroig, is that how you pronounce it? I know it. 10 years old, single cube of ice. You're one of those two. I often add a cube of ice in my whiskey as well. I really like it. Some people say it's forbidden. I think it just adds to the taste, personally. Yeah, I like the new prints. Yeah, new prints. I got one. I got the one with the bear. Are there more? Ricky, do you have different ones? I'm curious because the bear looks really cool. Milo Hobo checking in, driving, so I can't keep up with the chat. That's okay. Drive carefully. Don't use your phone while driving. That's definitely not a good idea. And Stefan, if Jonesy scratches on the door and wants to come in, I will definitely get him on the stream. Which artists do we think are coming to Spiel? That actually is a very good question, Mike. Not quite sure. I think some of the European artists, I hope so at least. So I would love to see Vincent because he has been in Paris as well. I would love to see Elvira. I think she's based in the UK. Maybe Matthias from the Nordics. Yeah, that would be something. I heard of one or two more. I think one or two from the US are coming. I know that certain ones from the US are definitely not coming because they confirmed it to me that they won't be there. Sorry, but I think that might be a good bet so far. But who do you think will be joining from the artists? I'm curious about that, Mike. Have you heard something? Have you talked to some of them? And can you use your connections to help us out for the Ask and Resk 2 tournament, Mike? We need some signed prints or something to give away during the tournament. Vincent and Severine, yes. Severine I didn't mention, but yeah, Francesca, that might be interesting as well. No, I have to hit you up. Maybe you can help us out a little bit. We are organizing second edition of the Ask and Resk tournament, which still is the biggest sorcery tournament so far in Europe. I think some of our Belgian friends will beat us to the amount of players in December. I think they have their tournament. I still have to contact them, but I just came back from holiday. But we're looking for some stuff. Elvira, very unlikely. She's coming to 9 art show. Or is it IX art? Or is it 9? Probably Greek 9. No, the Roman 9. I think it's IX. In October and then Vegas a week later. Yeah, then it's very unlikely. Sorcery Con in Las Vegas is in October then. Okay, cool. Energetic. I almost missed you there. There you are. What's up, Jürgen? What's up, man? Good to see you. Getting the computer ready. Sophie's joining, folks. That's nice. How many people are we? 7. That's pretty cool as well. Yeah. IluxCon. Oh, I haven't heard of that one yet. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty sure there are some artists coming, and today we heard that actually Eric is coming himself. So that's pretty nice. You can actually play against him. So that's I think something to look forward to. I'm sorry if that looks a bit, how do you call this? Low? But it's really warm in here and the beer is still very cold. So I'm enjoying this very much. I had a long day, worked until about 7. Then I tried to fix my internet connection. Took me about 2 hours. And now I'm trying it out, talking to you. Let me know if it's stable, please. 8 people. Let me know if the sound is good. Let me know if everything works out fine. I had a recording recently and I felt some drops here and there. And yeah, I want to make sure to not experience that again because I can be as professional as I want to. But if my system doesn't work together with me, then every effort I make is not 100%. And I really hate that if my setup restricts me somehow. All loud and clear and without any drop-offs of bandwidth or whatever so far, I guess, because I haven't seen anything neither, at least not from my end. Sorry. Lekker. Yeah, a nice whiskey would be very very tempting tonight as well, Ricky, but I think I stick with beer. Meta Zoo is hot. Sell sorcery and buy into the zoo. Yeah. Of course. I'm gonna sell all my sorcery cards, and I'm buying everything um, left from Meta Zoo. Now, like I said, currently I'm actually buying Guardians because Guardians is really cool. This is a limited German starter deck, which is very nice. And a German booster, but I got some English ones as well, I think. Oh, yeah, a revised one. Oh, sorry. It's the beer. Revised starter deck. Sell sorcery and buy into the zoo. Oh, there's Sophie. I almost missed her. Add her to the stage. Hello. You know what
Oh,
I do, Sophie?
does it actually
I
work
didn't
on
do
the
yet.
mic as well?
You can probably hear me, but I can't hear you because I didn't expect to talk to anyone, so I didn't put in my headphones.
Always amazing.
But luckily, that's not a big problem. Bluetooth connected.
Does it help?
Battery about 70%. If somebody tells me that nicely. Can you say something, Sophie, please?
Yeah. Hi there, Jürgen.
Oh, hi, Sophie. Thanks a lot for joining. That's really cool. And I can hear you loud and clear, which is very nice.
Awesome. It's way better if you can actually hear me as well.
Yes, I think otherwise it would be a bit one-sided, or you have to type your
Responses, yeah.
questions or responses into the chat, and that's not very convenient, I guess.
No,
Hey, a quiet Friday night for you then. Are the kids in bed already?
the kids are in bed. Jens is watching Braveheart, and I was thinking, ooh, cool, maybe I'll just jump on.
That's very cool because there is a lot of news today when it comes
Yeah,
to sorcery. But
exactly.
Braveheart is very tempting. Maybe you can take over the stream and I can watch Braveheart with Jens.
I'm just going to turn the computer around, then you can watch Braveheart.
Oh, it's such a good movie. I remember when I was 15, it came out, and I watched it in the cinema, and I snuck in because it was from 16, and in Germany
Oh,
they were pretty strict about that. And I was so blown away how cool this movie was, and in the big battle scene when the blood is actually like yeah, going
yeah,
onto the
spraying out.
onto
Yeah.
the spraying out over the camera and the lens. I was like, whoa, this is awesome. And I think he won an Oscar for the Passion of Christ. I don't
Ooh,
know. He won one for Braveheart as well. It might be,
maybe, not quite
or
sure.
he at least got nominated. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure about that. But yeah, I think he directed it. Mel Gibson is funny. It's a weird guy, but apparently pretty nice.
So, what was
He
the
did.
best news today?
The best news is that Eric is coming to Spiel, in my
Yeah,
opinion, and
for
that
sure.
he's actually sitting down and playing with people apparently on Saturday, I guess, right?
I think he will be playing with people on Thursday as well for the meet and greet, and he will be
Oh,
playing with the sealed box as well. JC said, "Watch out, Eric is pretty good with sealed." So I think
hmm.
that should be a lot of fun.
So Thursday there is, and just maybe to clarify, because we both are going
Mhm.
to Essen, we both will meet on Thursday on the sorcery booth, and I hope we can make some cool content there as well. But after the show has finished in the White Rabbit community game store, the party is going on, and there you actually can play sorcery, and there will be some tournaments. And on Thursday, like you said, it's just learn to play, right? Or
No, on
something.
Thursday they have this really cool, really fun event. So if you buy a ticket and the tickets are up for sale now, you get
Yeah,
an entire AL booster, so 24 packs, and then you
that is
have
on
to make
Thursday.
a deck out of it. And there's a meet
Okay,
and greet with artists and content creators first, and all of the sorcery team, and then you play in this super cool event. I think it sounds really fun.
a meet and greet with content creators, so you will be there.
I just bought a ticket to play. I haven't been asked to join as a content creator, so I'm there to have some fun and meet people.
Okay, no, interesting. So they're bringing some other content creators as well, maybe from the
Uh,
States.
perhaps.
That would be nice. Maybe we can meet some people who actually. Maybe Louis will be there. I don't.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
would
think
be
so.
way cool.
But that would be really cool. But I think he won't leave the store alone for a couple of days.
Probably not
Um,
in the middle of Arthurian Legends pre-release and everything.
no, I don't think so neither. But Thursday, the sealed tournament will be taking place. Oh, I thought that was on Friday.
No, there's a
And
sealed tournament, but just a regular one on Saturday.
oh, okay.
Friday seems
Maybe
like
you
Friday is
know.
going to be super casual, and it doesn't require a ticket or anything. You can just come, you can learn to play, you can play casually, and there will also be like a trade event, I think.
I will just open the White Rabbit Veranstaltungskalender, the event
Exactly.
calendar.
It
And
took me
I
some
will,
time to find that calendar.
I can imagine, especially, and I'm gonna switch off Discord or totally quit Discord because I'm getting messages in my headphones, and that is very annoying. Uh, let's see, September, October. And can I even share this? Maybe I don't
Yeah, you
know.
can share it.
How do I share
You
this?
present,
Present and
yes, and you
then
can choose a window. But
share
it looks
screen.
so fun. I'm really
Do
looking
I
forward to it.
just click share screen
Yeah,
and
if
then
you
I
share
can?
screen, you can choose what window you want to share. So it should
Ah,
allow you to
yeah,
choose one of them.
I see it. Nice. And
Yes,
now
it is
you
up.
should see it.
Yes, I see
Hey,
it.
I'm actually getting good at this. That's horrible. Um, I normally try to keep it as simple as possible. Now I am setting the bar very high for myself already, but I have to jump to the page itself. But I'm leaving it up here because otherwise I can't read it. It's too small on my screen. So Thursday we got the Sorcery Contested Realm Special Meet and Greet whole box sealed
Yes.
event. So that is very nice. Yeah, I heard about the complete Arthurian Legend box, and then you are able to play sealed with all your booster packs. So you signed up for that one?
Yes, I bought a ticket. I thought it sounded really fun, and just getting an entire box, you get to see everything on
Yeah.
Thursday. And I mean, I'm totally prepared to lose everything. I just want to play and have some fun. And
Th-
afterwards, I found out that Eric and some of the team are going to be playing as well. And then I thought, okay, that sounds like a fun opportunity.
Fair enough. I think it definitely is. I have to leave on Thursday night. Otherwise, I would sign up for that one as well. And I will return on Saturday morning, but it is a 2 hour drive and I don't want to leave too late. And I know
Yeah,
myself, if I sign up for the tournament,
it's
I
going to
want to.
be late.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be late. Um, I want to say hi to Libor. I'm saying hi
Yes,
to
of course.
everybody. So I haven't said hi to Libor yet, and I think the rest we already welcome to the stream. So that's on Thursday. Yeah, then I'm just gonna go from the event from the Spiel to the store, and I'm gonna watch you open your box and watch all the others open their box and just say hi to the team there. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and it
I hope
should
we
be
will.
really great because if you click the link, the red link, you can see when the different times are. And I think the meet and greet is from maybe four
Does
o'clock
does
to 6 o'clock.
does it
There's
change
like
for
a
you?
timetable. There you go.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yes, so you
Uh,
can actually
oh yeah.
probably do meet and greet, and then also see some of the games. Maybe even just film a bit of it if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. I make some shorts. I think that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think it
Artists,
should be a ton of fun.
content creators, and the team of Eric's Curiosa. That's pretty nice. And then what do we have on Friday? I can't be there on Friday. My daughter will turn 16 that day, so I
I
have
think
to
that's the
stay.
most casual day. So I think
Yeah.
that's actually perhaps an okay day to miss because there's not like a big event. They're just going to do some learn to plays. They're going to be a bit of casual gaming and maybe some trading.
All right. No, but then I won't miss that much, except
Exactly.
for the trading maybe. But I
Probably you're
probably
going
have.
to be having all outside of Missa and outside of White Rabbit anyway as well.
Yeah, probably. And I have my beta set complete, so it would just be Arthurian Legends, and I wanna first know what's going on with that one.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Hello, good evening, Philosopher Cards. He opens a lot of boxes
Yes, and just open
on
a
video.
Philosopher's Stone, I believe.
The foil one, is that why he's now considering
Mm,
himself? I just saw a thumbnail on YouTube in which he said like, "Yeah, now my life is complete" or something. Well,
that sounds
explain it.
like a fall stone, right?
Yeah,
You should
explain it
know,
to us.
Jürgen. You've been opening them like crazy. Did it feel like
I
your life was complete?
no,
No.
sorry.
Ah, darn it. Darn
It
it.
felt a little better for the moment, but yeah, not complete. I think my measurement for happiness is a little different than a philosopher's stone. Although it was very nice to open a foil one. Um, I wanted to go back and check what is happening on Saturday, and on Sunday people are leaving, of course, so there's nothing going on. That's Arthurian Legends sealed event. Oh, that's starting in the morning on Saturday. Okay.
Yes, but there's also some drafting going on from around 3 o'clock, if I'm not much
Yeah,
mistaken.
you're
Yeah,
completely informed as always. I'm so impressed by that, Sophie. It's crazy.
it's the
You are.
photographic memory.
i- i- do you have a photographic memory?
Yeah, if it's
Really?
visual, yeah.
Oh wow. For me, it's more sound.
Oh, interesting.
It's not photographic, but I'm pretty good in like listening to a song once or twice, knowing the lyrics. I know film quotes. Yeah, my head is filled with them. Over the last 40 years of watching movies, everything just sticks, and I can like quote some films almost completely. Some I have seen a couple of times. It's crazy, but visual for me is not that strong. Strangely enough, for me, it's more.
But combined, we can do the total Power Rangers. We can do everything.
We're like
Exactly.
the perfect memory team. That's a good idea. Need more cowbell.
Can you
Okay.
provide more cowbell? I don't think I have one
Um,
handy.
um, I just honestly returned from the Alps,
Ah,
and I wanted to buy one of those keychains with a small cowbell, and I wanted to put it here, and my wife said, "No, that's stupid. That's $10. It's thrown into out of the window." So I did.
and now you
It
need
would
it.
now. I would have just picked it up, and then Milo would have been flabbergasted.
And how epic!
I
What an
bet you.
epic moment you could have had.
I could have, and I'm
You
gonna
need to
blame it.
take like a screen picture of this and show your wife and go, hmm?
Yes, maybe she's watching the stream. No, she's not. But I definitely need to show her because I'm gonna blame her for missing one of the coolest moments of the evening. So yeah, so there are a couple of events on Saturday as well, and just to see for the people, I'll learn to play. That would be good for me. Unfortunately, I can't make Friday, but okay. Oh, yeah. So where do I stop sharing? Remove? No, that's clear. There you are again.
Hello,
Niklas.
Nicholas. Good to see
Niklas is
you.
here as well. Niklas is. I know what he's doing. Niklas, I'm onto you. He's buying antiquities, artist proofs left and right, and he's
Oh,
actually bidding on them, even on the Dutch Marktplaats. I saw his bid on an antiquities artist proof. I know where you are hanging out, Niklas. No, it's super funny. It's a very small market, and you see everything, and we talked about it, and he got enthusiastic because of my artist proof collection, and now he's buying them up left and right, which is not that good for me, but I'm very happy for him, of course, that he found this passion. um, but did you get the it was Justin's, right? The Meek Stone, I think, if I remember correctly. Weak Stone, no, Weak Stone, I think it was, right? uh Yeah, sometimes I even remember stuff.
I just saw that Collector Art House said in the chat that he might be able to pop in as well.
Oh, wow. Then I
My
need
my
to
chat
send
is
him.
very delayed, I think, on this computer, but yeah, just saw it.
I see it. Then I need to send the link again, and I need to open Discord again and send it to Mike. Because that would be fun.
Yeah, for
Then
sure.
this would be a totally unexpected, really cool live stream.
Completely.
I see a message from Mike. Send me a link. I may or
Awesome.
may not be able to jump in. Mike, that is a very clear statement, and we may or may not add you to the stage.
Sounds great.
It sounds awesome. Let's see, and I'm gonna close Discord again because it's annoying me. I switched off all the notifications, but they first popped up, and I got rid of that, and now I hear them like beep beep beep.
Yeah.
Yes, the male Weekstone. Yes, did you get it? That's very nice. I saw your bid was I think fair. I won't mention it if you don't want to, but it's public. So yeah, it wasn't too expensive in my humble opinion. So if you got that one, how many do you have already, Niklas? I counted mine today, and I should have above 60 of the 90 now, which is
Wow.
two-third of the Antiquities artist proofs. You 110, yes, that's the bid I saw. So if you got it for that price, I think every artist proof for around $100 is cheap from Antiquities, in my opinion. I would buy them all. Everything below 50, I'm just buying, honestly, because I love them. Not to corner the market, but I really like to have them and maybe get different piece of artwork on them or whatever. But yeah, Niklas, you have underestimated
The
the
competition.
not the only the competition, but the difficulty. I've been working on this for a couple of years already, and I only got 62, and not even the really expensive ones. Maybe 30. Jesus, then you have a lot more money than I do.
So are any of yours signed or sketched besides
Mine,
the one? Yeah.
all of them are signed. All of
Hmm?
the ones I have on the front. That's normally what they do on the artist proofs. And I got the 9
Yeah. The epic one.
yeah, the Anson Maddox ones, the epic ones. I got 4 from Jeff Mangus with
Oh,
all. He only did 4, but I got all 4 of them with artwork on the back.
oh,
I
nice.
got 3 from Douglas Schuler with artwork on the back. 2 of them are actually connecting, and vice
Oh,
versa. I think
have you
you've
showed that,
seen
right?
those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, those are awesome. But the power artifact is power and icy manipulator, which he drew as well, which I did. I think he did it in oil, and it's just a fantastic piece. Got 5 at Douglas. He didn't have any more of the others for commission. Did you get the candelabra as well? To me, he said he doesn't have those anymore. That would be very nice.
Wow,
Yeah,
Nicholas, you are getting busy.
yeah, nice. It's and that I'm totally happy for you, Niklas. But it's super strange that I asked all of those guys in the past and got turned down a lot because they didn't have time, and now they are doing it again, and then you missed that. That's a big shame. I think I'm missing all of Dan Fraser's as well. I
Mm.
don't have any contact with him, but that's a nice one too. Yeah, something to work on. Tiskralian and Candelabra is out, yeah. But what 5 did you get then? Or did you get the maybe the power artifact multiple times or something like that? Yeah. Ah, very interesting. I need more. I need more artist
You
pros.
need more. Just one more.
Only nah, just 30 more.
Just 30 more. Okay.
But now it's getting difficult. I've been looking for the Christopher Rush ones,
Mm.
and those are difficult to get because he's not around anymore, obviously. and everything from the Mishra set, like the not only the workshop but the factories as well. All four of them are crazy expensive, and
Yeah.
yeah, try to find the Colossus of Sardia. It's haven't seen any anywhere in the last couple of years, not even for sale for a very expensive price. It's but again, that's for me the hunt is more important than the finish, but still it would be nice if it would be a little easier to add a card here and there. But yeah,
Yeah,
it
for
is what
sure.
it is. I got my ticket for Essen though, so
Yes.
that's nice.
And did you manage to get a? Did you get a like 4-day one, or did you buy
Yeah,
individual tickets?
I got a press pass.
Oh, nice. Good to
Yeah,
know.
so that approach I told you about worked.
Good, good. It should work. I'm happy to hear it.
Yes. Um, no, they approved it pretty quickly. That was nice. We see a workshop artist proof next con. I go, I go to. I'm buying it. That those are pretty hard to come by as well. Energetic, and I know Energetic really wants Mishra's workshop artist proof because it's
Oh,
his favorite card. But
a
yeah,
difficult one to get, I would imagine. I think that's a
N-
favorite amongst a lot of people.
not only difficult, but I guess the cheapest
Expensive.
price is about $5,000 at least.
Ooh,
So, and
yeah,
that's the cheapest. So yeah. But yeah, the market is very small for these, so it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Sorcery. Hey, Mike is here. I
nice.
almost missed you, Mike. I'm talking, then I don't look on my screen. I'm gonna add you to
Hey,
the stage.
what's
Here,
going
there
on?
he is.
How you guys
Yeah,
doing?
Hey,
yeah,
Mike.
doing
Good to
very
see you.
well. How are you? Good to see
Good,
you
good.
too. I think our last live stream is about a year ago.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
our
Time
last our
flies.
last time flies when you're having fun. Our last one together,
Yeah,
at least. We have
yeah.
to
I've
ask
been.
Mike, are you coming to Essen? You have to come.
Actually, I was very much planning to come, and then I was like all but set, like almost like 99% chance I was gonna come, and then they announced Vegas 3 weeks later, and that messed up everything. I can't do both.
No.
So,
And
yeah,
Vegas is a little closer for you.
yeah, yeah, a little
Just
bit.
a
It's still
smidge.
it's like a 5 hour flight or something, but yeah, it's a little easier.
Yeah, but
Maybe 4 hours.
then you could do Essen as well. It's just a couple of hours more and you're
Yeah,
already
it's
in
just
the
they
plane.
were too close together. But I was super excited. I was trying to convince some of the European artists to come, but it sounds like some will be going. I don't know which ones. Do you know anything about that, Sophie? Or any speculations?
No, no, I don't know anything. Also because they managed to somehow deliver the message that the team will be there, Eri's going to be there, everything, but
Yeah.
no messaging on the artist just yet. But I'm very excited and curious to see who would come.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine I mean probably Vincent and Severin. And then I think Francesca Barald said she's never been to any event outside of Italy, which
Oh,
I was shocked because it's so close. I think it'd be
yeah,
pretty easier for her to go if she isn't too busy. A lot of the artists are super busy doing commissions for the next several sets, so like I think a weekend's okay, but I mean it was tough. Elvira's coming to the IX art show, and then she's got to like kill a week in between to come to Vegas, so that's a lot of
yeah,
downtime to not be painting. But she was able to pull it off. Thankfully, that'll be pretty awesome.
absolutely. I'm thinking maybe they got Matthias as well. I don't know, but it's a pretty easy travel for him as well.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, maybe they'll
Yeah,
bring someone from the U.S. too. Like well, for Vegas, I was really trying to get international artists to come to the U.S. because it's so hard for people to travel internationally, you know. And then
Yeah,
so if they can get some U.S. artists and sponsor them to come out to Europe, that's great for you guys. That would be ideal, I think.
yeah, I think so too. I
Yeah.
I talked to a couple that confirmed they won't be there, but
oh,
yeah, it would be more interesting, of course, to know who would be there or who will be there. But I
Yeah.
think I think honestly they will at least bring one or two of the US artists with them. I think they're
Yeah.
trying to do that for every big show now, and it would surprise me if that wouldn't be the case this time, especially if Eric is there as well. I think
Yeah.
they will use it to just have talks and so on, not only to sign stuff and talk to the fans, but also to maybe talk about the next commissions and so on.
I
Yeah.
think that would
That's
make sense.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been fun, Mike, if you could have come over to Essen, because we could have a couple of those good German beers together. And yeah, no, I think it's totally different than Vegas. And Spiel is crazy. You have to have been there once at least in your life. I had a
Yeah.
booth a couple of years with Phalanx Games as an exhibitor. I think 5 or 6 years. So I know my way around pretty well, but it is crazy, and it has just grown since then. That was 2005 to 2010 or something, and after that I went every year with a buddy from Wizards of the Coast that used to work with Wizards in Belgium, and we normally go together. And yeah, it's sometimes you can't even get through the halls. So prepare, Sophie. It's
Yeah.
crazy,
I saw some
really crazy.
pictures of like the nerds coming through the door and like just a
It's
lot of
crazy.
footage from people just walking around and just filming the halls. It looks
Yeah.
pretty intense, but I think it's very interesting that we're going to be both at the Spiel Messe with the booth and everything, but there's actually a lot of stuff going on, just at the White Rabbit game store. So it's going to be interesting to see how people divide up their time.
And you don't even calculate the time you need to have a look at all the other stuff. It's
No, exactly.
hall over hall with board and card games. You definitely need to take a couple of hours to just walk around, and not only on the sorcery booth. Did somebody say nerds? Yes, we're nerds and we're proud of it, Dan. That's how we roll here. No,
Yeah, I
but
hope I
I
hope next year they'll stagger the dates and not do them 3 weeks apart. That's pretty tough. Because like I think a lot
yeah.
of people would like to go to Europe and have an excuse to go there, and vice versa. Come to the U.S. And I think probably Sorcery Con and Spiel are probably going to be the two major events in both
Yeah.
countries. I would think.
We're gonna have a second Eskenresk tournament in February. That would be a nice moment to come over as well. It's just a
February. Okay.
tournament, but yeah, we can go out for dinner, and we can have a couple of drinks and just enjoy a little more relaxed time than at the Spiel in Essen. Mark your calendar, Mike. Maybe that's an idea. If you can make it, or is that too small for you?
I mean, I'd like to come to something major and see as many people as possible. That's the only thing.
Then
That's the appeal of
Essen,
Spiel. Yeah, because
yeah,
I think you'll get
Es
like a couple hundred at least sorcery fans, right?
Eskenresk is a close second, but
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
What? That's in
But
Germany as well, or is that?
yeah,
Oh,
we're
okay.
gonna do it. We did the first one in Aachen, which is pretty central, and we're probably gonna do the second one in Essen because we can accommodate more people there.
Yeah,
But
it'll be the same store as all the events are being hosted at Spiel.
Nice. Yeah,
true.
I've been to Wiesbaden and Heidelberg. Beautiful country. I'd like to see more of it. It's awesome.
Wiesbaden is pretty close from where I was born, so
Okay.
that's close to Frankfurt, and yeah, that's
Hmm.
and Heidelberg is where I studied. I studied in Mannheim, next to Heidelberg, so at Mannheim University. Interesting. What did you do there?
Nice. I used to like work there. I'd visit. I had some employees that worked there, so I'd travel. Um,
Nice.
but that was several years ago. It's been a long time. And then I got family in Italy, so sometimes I'll go there
I
every
know.
like 10 years or so, not like too frequently. 5 to 10 years.
No,
So I'm
you
looking for
should.
an excuse. I think it's been
Yes.
probably since 2016 or something, might have been the last time I'm
I
due.
think you mentioned it a couple of times already, and we said if you go there, we're gonna meet up at least somewhere in the middle or close to Italy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a possibility to do that. Let us know if you fly over to Italy. But it makes more sense to go to Spiel, of course. But for Eskenresk too,
Mhm.
maybe you can help us out a bit, Mike, and say no, not just because you're a live stream or whatever, but we did get a lot of like signed prints and whatever. Not like really the high end stuff, but people were so happy with it, and we just gave it away amongst all participants. And it's still the biggest European tournament so far, with about 40 participants. So we're expecting maybe yeah, that was nice. For Europe, it's pretty good. Just imagine, nobody does have product yet, so not really. A couple of boxes, but
It was a bit of magic.
yeah, that we did a little bit of magic there. But if you have any contact with anybody, just a print here and there for that tournament would be fantastic, and that would be a big favor to Sophie, myself, and the White Rabbit store, and would help the European community a lot. And it doesn't have to cost a lot, you know. It's just the small cool things. Think of us. If we already got you on, then
February. Okay. What's the capacity of the store? What's the max number of people could hold?
We now aim for 64 max, but if we get a lot of signups, because last time we said like 48 max, and we had around 48, but then of course always a couple of people don't show up. So we had 40 players in the end, which was nice, and a lot of people at the store just to check it out. So we will try to max it out on 64 this time.
Nice.
And we can always accommodate more if we have to, but then we have to move to a different location.
Yeah, I think after Arthurian Legends, it should grow like all over the world for sure. That'll be a big boost, and hopefully product will be more readily available, obviously, and that'll help.
It looks like it. It looks like there will be a fair amount of product this time, even for Europe, and of course with the world premiere in Essen, I hope it will be. But it looks like there is a fair amount of product available. Are you excited for the spoilers yet? I know what Sophie thinks about the spoilers. What's your favorite one so far?
It'd be controversial to call a favorite since I know so many of the artists, but you know, I'm partial to Andrea Modesti, so I loved like his artwork that was on the box is amazing, and the card looks incredible. He was saying that he thinks like actually almost all of the artists said that they think that their level took a step forward in Arthurian Legends, and you could tell like I mean the alpha artwork's amazing, of course, but they really put a lot of detail and energy into Arthurian Legends, and I think looking at each other's work kind of inspired each other to kind of put more energy, more time into it as much as they can. I think Eric's like commissioning the hell out of them, like I said earlier. Like it just keeps coming one after the next, right? Like some don't even have time to do artist proofs at all or alters or anything like that, right? Because they just gotta deliver for Eric.
Yeah, I heard from one artist that he finished 2 paintings, and then Eric came back like, oh, you got those finished. Yeah, let's do 3 more. Then he finished those. Oh, you got those finished. Let's do 3 more. And he just came back and added a couple of more.
Yeah, it makes sense to get like way ahead of the curve on the artwork and then worry about game design, which takes a lot of intensive time, I'm sure, to play test and make sure you get that right. But make sure the art doesn't become the long pole.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What do we think about 24 boosters in the box?
I think we all expected it, right? With a smaller set, it had to be less packs.
It wasn't too surprising, no.
Yeah.
Either less packs or packs with less cards. And I think less packs then makes more sense. I rather have like 24 normal packs, so you can draft with them or whatever. Yeah, no, I think for a set of like 250 different pieces of art and 220 different cards, is that right? Or 230 cards? I get it wrong every time. 220 different cards and 250 pieces of art. So we got 30 cards that either are chase art cards or potentially reprints, which we don't think, right?
No, I think most of it is going to be chase. I think definitely we're going to see a lot of the same version as we saw with the Sir Tristan art. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of the chase versions, and if we get reprints, I think it'll be a minimum of reprints. I don't think they want to reprint anything just yet.
No, and why should they? Especially if they got the next wave for beta coming out as well. I hope we will get some in Europe eventually. We haven't seen anything of that wave yet. That's a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
He looks like an absolute criminal everywhere else. Yeah.
I was busting his chops because he looks so clean cut there in his profile
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, I will keep
But,
the comment pinned just to have a look at
yeah.
Dan and his clean cut. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's gonna be any reprints at all, and it'll be all like alternate art or
Yeah.
probably like alternate art, like because I think I mean obviously you guys noticed you pointed out on your channel, Sophie, that there was it looked like there was a King Arthur and a Guinevere in the background in
Yeah.
Eric's office, right? So we know there's two King Arthurs. It's obvious from
Exactly.
Elvira, and so there's one example, right? Two artworks.
And also one Queen Guinevere. That's definitely not the one on the wall. We got the
Yes,
regular
yeah.
card, and he has the special version as well. So I mean, it's not anything that the team has said yes to, but I feel fairly confident.
Yeah, there's already two pieces of evidence there, so
Yeah.
there's probably like several, maybe all of the like core roundtable knights
Yeah.
have a alternate artwork.
I think
Seems-
all of the characters that will be named, so Guinevere, Morgan, eventually perhaps a Merlin, all of the knights.
Yeah,
So I think that makes up for a good deal of those extra old art cards.
yeah, I love that
Yeah.
idea too, because then you get two, like every artist has their very own, very unique style, so you get two very
Yeah.
different takes on it. I'm sure, which will be awesome.
Pretty
I
sure.
think that's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
some
I'm
people were
loving
worried about.
the gameplay talk in the chat. We actually, some of us actually do play. I have been playing a lot, and the game is a lot of fun. So come to Spiel, try out and learn to play. I can highly recommend it.
Oh, the game is made. They don't play it. Yeah, man, we do, and we've seen some good times with it, and we actually organized a tournament, and Sophie and myself were acting as judges, so we at
So
least
we
played
play.
a little bit. Yeah, we were good at it, Sophie. We did our best.
We did our best. We did as good as we could.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's a very good game. It's
So, like with people worrying about the set size of 220, you think that's more about gameplay concerns, or just it'll be too easy and too quick to collect the set?
I think some people are also just excited. I mean, people
Yeah.
are like, if you love something, you want more of it. And I think people were hoping for as much as they can get because we know there's going to be a year before we get another one. So I think people were just eager to see more cards, have more, player interactions and stuff like that. But I think 220 is going to be 5. We can already see some pretty impactful cards from the
Yes.
few cards
Yeah.
we've been spoiled so far. I mean, something like the Witch, throwing her into the mix is really going to stunt the Battle Mage. So I think we've seen a lot of great cards, and they're going to have a lot of impact.
And I think as well that you shouldn't underestimate the like Mike just said, like the development factor of it, just balancing everything well. It's really, really difficult, and I'm happy that they don't put out a big set again, because it could shake up the meta so immensely, and it could just destroy a couple of combos or just create an enormous amount of combos. You never know. 220 different cards is fine. Add that to the existing cards, see how everything works, take your learnings for the next set, and go with it, roll with it. I think it's great. And personally, I'm happy I don't have to collect another 400 card set because Jesus, it took me a year now to complete the beta. And I still had to buy a couple of cards. Opened 2 cases. I came close with 2 cases, but yeah, it was definitely a fun journey. But yeah, I think it's fine. I'm happy with the set size. And thematically, looking at the number of characters, cards, and so on, I think a smaller set fits such an expansion even better than a bigger set. It's not. I see it a bit like a core set and maybe some subsets, like the early Magic the Gathering blocks, like 1 big set and 2 small sets, and those together form a really nice block of gameplay and meta and so on. I think that's how I see it, at least. So I'm very excited, and I'm happy that it's not too small. Expansion sets are the way to go. Arabian Nights, yeah, Chris says it. That's exactly how I think. Like first Magic the Gathering expansion, Arabian Nights, then Antiquities, like around 100 cards both. Was good, was fine, and then Legends came and everything collapsed. No, but I think that's a good approach. I'm really looking forward to it. Will we have many more people join the sorcery community with Arthurian Legends, or is it a slow growth? What do you guys think?
I
Silence.
think I think it'll grow in time. I think a lot of people think it'll grow. Like I don't think it'll be like an immediate inflection point because growth doesn't just happen by itself. You know, I think there's got to be other catalysts. But I think the Gen Con was probably a big boon to
Yeah.
expose people to it. Although you know it's unfortunate now. There's like a several month window until they can actually get product. That's not ideal. But the spiel will be a big exposure moment for Europe, and then hopefully there'll be enough supply in Europe. And then
Yeah.
I think you know Sorcery Con is good, but it'd be nice if you know we could get Gen Con's a massive venue. A Sorcery Con is like an awesome experience for people that already know about sorcery, but it's not the same impact as like having a booth at a broader con to expose it to a ton of people. So I think something like that will be needed as soon as possible after Arthurian Legends to really expose a ton more people to the set. And I don't know, we'll see what other kind of like awareness campaigns they come up with, but I think it will. I think it'll just won't be immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right, and I was happy to see that they did the trailer and the interview with the TCG player. I think that was a really nice boost of interest and new people also coming into it. And also, just I don't know if you guys saw it, but Reed, who's ex pro Magic player, he actually
Hmm.
did an interview with Melissa Benson, and he was they a lot of people at TCG player posted what they took home, and there were two people actually on the TCG player team that bought some sorcery products, a booster box, and the other one got the precons. So I'm pretty sure that there was some nice exposure there for sure.
Yeah, that's good to hear because like I was wondering if it was Melissa Benson artist interest or actual sorcery interest. But if they
Yep,
left with
yep.
product, hopefully they'll take the time to play
They
it. And
did, and I think Reed
okay,
he actually went to a learn to play afterwards or a
oh
draft
sweet,
or something. I think he was pretty hyped about it. So I mean, if that interest continues, hopefully he's going to post some articles and do more.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that would be
big.
nice. No, I agree. I think the bigger events are definitely getting people in more than, for example, a sorcery con, because the sorcery con more or less is for the sorcery fans. So those are already knowing the game. But Gen
Hmm.
Con, a Spiel, or maybe even tournaments on a local level on a much smaller scale. Are probably helping to get more people in, and I think Arthurian Legends looks so great that it will help with that a lot. I'm
It's completely eye candy on the shelves of
Yes.
OGSs. I mean, there's people who are just going to be compelled to buy just because the box looks amazing.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
I
the
think so
pack
as well.
art looks awesome too. I like how he
Yeah,
took Tony's Holy Grail artwork but zoomed in on the Grail. Looks really. Although you guys probably seen the full art too, right? It looks really awesome with the
yeah.
two like ethereal knights kind of dropping fairy dust on it or whatever. Tony told me what it is at one point. I wrote an article about it like a couple years ago because that he did that years ago. I think he painted that in like 2018. It just wasn't used for alpha. So it's a long time coming, but it's hopefully there'll be a card with that art on there too, like we saw in the early playtest era. There was a card that I'm sure will change dramatically the card mechanics, but
Yeah, I think so too. It's a pretty
yeah,
wild card.
yeah, I know, yeah, the way it works is a little too specific maybe,
Yeah.
but that's exciting.
That might be true, but you never know. They can always ban cards, right?
Do you think there'll be some kind of Holy Grail chase element to like a one of one or like a very rare like a Holy Grail curio or something to that effect?
Well, I said I think if there's not a Holy Grail curio, what are they even doing? I mean, isn't that the
Yeah.
chase card of all chase cards? And I think it's. I hope it's a curio and not something that is functional, playable for the game, because I think that would suck if it's really powerful and super rare. So hopefully, it's going to be more of a collectible, a curio, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
agreed.
hope
I'm
so
sure
as
it'd be
well.
like an alternate art or yeah,
Yeah.
certainly not
Yeah.
a core card that's significant in gameplay. No, I don't think any game makes that mistake nowadays. People have learned from the past.
Hopefully.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to see something like that. A curio would be perfect. A one of one film. I think that is a bit too much personally because as a collector, I'm always a bit bummed about those cards because you can't really. A curio, I still see myself getting because you can pull it and
No,
there
you
is
can't.
reasonable.
It's
I,
pure fiction.
I, I can,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
I
I
think
did
one of ones are kind of a
one.
bad feel, obviously,
Yes,
once it's
that.
discovered.
Ex-
But like
I,
Curio's nice concept. Maybe there's
Yeah.
50, maybe
exactly.
there's 100, something like
Yes.
that. You always feel like there's hope because we don't know for sure that they've all been discovered or not.
No,
So
Precisely.
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, and I
but
think so.
Sophie.
And they like overtly teasing things. Like I think in the spoiler video, weren't they saying things like "come on a quest with us" and "quest this and that"? Like that to me, that
Yeah.
says there's gonna be some kind of like holy grail chase element
Yeah,
of
for
some kind.
sure. I think
Unless
that's
there's like cards, because like that holy grail card was almost like a quest where you had to get to the middle of the realm, I think, to gain 20 life or something like that. So
yeah.
it could be like a game mechanic teaser or just I don't know. Maybe we're making
uh,
too much of an obvious
That
Nah,
theme.
that
I
sounds a
think
bit
you're
like Hero.
onto something.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be it, and it sounds a bit like Heroes of Might and Magic too, where you have to dig on the map to find the Holy Grail and get the big artifact to get a big boost. If you haven't played the game,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to you, but it's a bit of the same concept.
No, I've
No,
always
but
thought like maybe over time we'd see more Path of Exile influence from
yeah,
Eric's background, like maybe with like play mats that have regional aspects where there's actual terrain you can only surpass with certain card element types like airborne or something like that, or stuff like that. Like get creative with how to use the grid space and introduce that into the game mechanics.
I think that would be awesome, and I think there is a lot of opportunity for that, at least for kitchen table play. If you want to establish that in tournament play, I think it can get a bit messy. But if you actually get like a three-dimensional aspect to it, or terrain or whatever on the kitchen table, I think it would add a lot to the atmospheric vibe of the
Yeah.
game already. So that would be very nice, yeah. And I definitely want to get myself one of those holy grails. But Sophie, did I feel some frustration there with not pulling a curio? No
What are you
foil
talking
stone,
about?
no curio.
I mean, after asking Rask, I've actually seen one in person, but I haven't pulled one. But I'm guessing that's going to change. I'm hoping my curio karma for Arthurian Legends is going to be a lot more robust.
You have to pull at least one of each of the curios of the knights named you named your three sons after. So
Yeah, I
that
mean,
would
I
be
have to.
yeah, that's just karma, I guess. Is the new set having an alpha or release then and then a beta? No, I think it's just the expansion. I don't think there will be any alpha or beta anymore. I think it's just one set and maybe a second wave or a third wave. I think it will be released in waves anyway, right?
Yes, 3 waves. That's what they've said so far, at least.
Yeah,
Cool.
you don't think
Then,
we'll ever see beta again? I wonder about that because like with other games like Flesh and Blood, I mean they had I think they had like the what was it? Welcome to Wrath or Wraith, whatever, and then Arcane Rising. Like they had two sets out at one time, right? And then they went to their next expansions, but then they had unlimited prints of those initial core sets.
yeah,
So it makes me
They
wonder. Like I think they could potentially continue to print beta, maybe maybe not very near term, but maybe in a
they
year. Like if they don't want to go right to a revised set, they don't have enough
yeah,
information to make the tweaks, right?
yeah, beta or unlimited. Flesh and Blood
Yeah.
had Welcome to Wraith, and then Arcane Rising, and then even Crucible of War. They
yeah,
had first editions, and then even for Monarch they had a first edition, and then they overdid it with the print run, and
Yeah.
everybody got angry about it. But yes,
Hang on.
hey, strong man. Yeah, my kid is the little guy is on a sleepover, so he won't be able to run into the room. And my daughter, I think, is upstairs watching Netflix. So
yeah. My
no,
three guys
no,
are sleeping.
yeah, that's even better.
Yeah,
Six
I
first
think you got
sets
to
were
get the
first,
core
then
set out
unlimited.
there.
Yeah,
Jack, come on, man, too loud. I think like you got to have those core set. Like if you have significant growth in the game, like sure you could go buy singles right now, but I mean significant growth. Like I feel like there will come a time potentially where maybe more beta is necessary, but they got to be
Yeah,
careful near term.
I
I
think that
would.
Simon did, approach the topic, and he did say that they were thinking about a revise, but not until a couple of years because they want to know how the cards work long term and maybe just see what's needed for reprints later on. But I think that's a couple of years down the road.
And
Yeah.
fair enough, they have reprinted beta now. So what keeps them from seeing the beta as kind of unlimited revised and just reprinting that one again? Because
Could be.
alpha is alpha, and that will stay alpha, and there isn't a lot of it, and beta is around anyways. So why not just reprint that if necessary? I am not a big friend of that, as you know, but I think we should look at collectability as well, personally. But yeah, and do we have any idea of the size of the beta reprint? No, we don't even have an idea of the size of the first wave of beta, right?
A lot of
There's no,
speculation,
Yeah.
but no
yeah.
facts.
I honestly would be so curious about that to see how many people are actually playing, because it can get a bit distorted, in my opinion. You can think it's a really, really big thing, but then I hear like, okay, there are 3 pallets coming to Europe and they are sold out quickly. Okay, I get that, but that's a couple of hundred boxes, you know? So
Yeah.
what's the actual size? And I think it's bigger than we imagine. Looking at the Kickstarter already, which was, of course, already 30,000 boxes that just flew off the shelves. But yeah, is it 60,000 beta boxes? Is it 80? Is it 100? What is it? That I would be really curious about.
Have you guys like from the events you've had or talking to people in your European communities, have they been buying from the US because you can't get it elsewhere, or are they just
Yeah.
waiting? Have they been
Yes.
Yeah.
buying? They've been
Loads of
paying a
people
lot.
have been buying from the US, and more recently, loads of people have been buying from Asia because there was the huge stock of summer beta in
Yep.
Asia, and apparently and not enough demand to keep it in Asia. Let's say it like that. So
Yeah.
a lot of people have been buying, but also a lot of people have been buying singles because there's just more to choose from if you go to the US sellers compared to the European ones. So, and we even just placed an order with Cofoil Heroes because we needed some cards for decks, and
Yep.
it was
Yeah.
just the easiest place to get everything together.
Hmm.
True. No, a lot of people are buying it over here from the US. Normally 2 or 3 boxes because you have to pay import, and if you buy
Yeah,
like a box for around $180, then that's around $500 for 3 boxes, and then you have to pay normally like 20% import VAT, and then import on the shipping. So you're ending up with about $700 of cost for 3 boxes. But hey, if you don't have anything, it is what it is, you know. But
yeah.
I'm very curious
Yeah.
about how that will turn out if they actually will provide some boxes with Arthurian Legends, and I think they're aiming for that, so people can buy like a beta box and maybe 2, 3 Arthurian Legend boxes or these kind of things. Yeah, I think that's good. Then you have like a combined experience. I think that's very important.
Yeah, I think they said some beta would come out with Arthurian Legends, was I think is
Hmm.
smart because then the retailers can offer bundle packages for new players,
Exactly.
especially. They'll want to get some beta boxes with their Arthurian Legends. But yeah, you had mentioned earlier you thought Arthurian Legends would be more available. Are you guys seeing that from? Didn't you say they opened up pre-orders already in Europe or no? Like,
Yeah,
have
yeah.
have those stores received their allocation numbers from the distributor yet, or
No,
not quite?
my
Okay.
feeling is that the guys who have opened up for pre-orders are going on hope that they are
Yeah.
going to be fulfilled because I know
Mhm.
a lot of guys haven't opened up pre-orders because they don't know all the details and they prefer to play it safe. So they're not opening until they are sure about their allocation and sure about exactly when they will be getting the boxes.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's
there's been this one store that put up like 50 boxes because they told him he would get at least 50, and those sold out pretty quickly, and he hopes to get more, but there are no final allocations available yet.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same in Europe, but in the US, it's really hard to trust a distributor. You know, like they don't communicate well. Like for beta, I never got confirmation on what the map policy was. Just I only heard secondhand rumors, never saw it published anywhere. No distributor ever told us. And then like with
Crazy.
even with allocations, they'll say one thing and then they'll change their mind later and give you more or less. It's always like very volatile, and there's been a lot of incidents like with many retailers in the US where people have taken pre-orders, they've taken people's money, and then they didn't get the allocation they expected, and they'd had to refund people, or they just folded their business and some people got ripped off. I mean, it could be a number of factors, but now there's like a cynical attitude towards stores that open pre-orders before those
Yep.
allocations are
Yeah.
100% firm. And a lot of stores have wised up to that, and they don't even want to mess around with that because of that risk, right? They don't want to promise something without, you just can't have enough confidence that the distributor is going to follow through and do it. And a rumor I'm hearing is that, like, I think the reps right now are asking, like, gauging interest from stores, but they're
Yeah.
not committing to allocations. I think there's like how much do you want window, and then they'll go to Eric's Curiosa, I guess, and they'll decide how much they're going to give to the distributor, and who knows like what magic the distributor works to figure out how much they'll give to each particular retailer. A lot of it has to do with how much business you've done with them, and you might get more than another one. But there's been comments from Simon and the company that they're going to look at the Play Network and things like that. So it's a lot like uncertain. Like, can they really control how the distributor will direct that product, or is it really like out of their hands and the distributor's going to do what they do, like they do for every game, pretty much, right? It's a lot of uncertainty right now.
I think it's the latter, and I think that's okay, because in the end, of course, they will give an advice on how to deal with the product and how to distribute it, and they want to get it in the hands of as many players as they can. But in the end, if they sell the boxes to the distributor and the boxes are gone, and they are sold out, I think Eric's Curios are going to be happy either way. And the distributor decides for themselves. But I think that's a big thing why we have a very low supply of beta in Europe, because the market got burned by Flesh and Blood in the beginning. I, for example, ordered Welcome to Wraith first edition, didn't get it, prepaid, had to get my money back. Same for Arcane Rising. Then the same for Crucible, and I ordered a case, like 4 boxes, and I didn't get anything. And then the boxes showed up, and you saw the same store offering the boxes on eBay. So they didn't deliver, but they sold it for more. And then with Monarch, somehow you got your pre-order, and then we all got fucked pretty much, because it was overprinted as hell, and they got the pre-order up for $200 a box. It was crazy. But since then, to complete that thought, since then the people are more careful ordering, and that means the stores are more careful ordering as well, at least the good stores, because they won't get the allocation they got promised. And there are some good stores you can faithfully and trustfully pre-order from, and I think those are nice. And if their pre-orders are up, then it's okay, but I wouldn't pre-order from anybody else. So personally, I will pre-order from White Rabbit again. They delivered beta very nicely, fine. And of course, we're working with Heine from the White Rabbit store to organize the tournament, so we know he's a good guy. But I wouldn't order anywhere else. There are 2-3 more stores that are trustworthy, I guess. But that's the place I'm going to order, and I'm pretty sure what I order, I will get.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you pre-ordered already, Sophie?
Yeah, I think I already said to Heine, well, while we were doing the Ask and Rest tournament, so put a case away, and he said yes. So but I actually also this time around, and it's kind of insane, but I also Jens put up a pre-order with Team Covenant for 2 boxes, because in case, and I knock on wood, but in case Europe gets delayed again, we wanted to be sure that we actually got something, also because of the channel, and you guys know how important it is. If you don't open up something pretty quickly after release, there's not going to be any interest in it. So those are just like our safe fail in case we get delayed again. Then we have 2 boxes coming from Team Covenant. And again, this time around is also going to be a little bit different, because I am going to Spiel and going to be opening and buying a box on Thursday. So
I'm pretty sure we can buy a box on the booth on Thursday. I would be very surprised. Spiel is a consumer show. Yeah, but Spiel is a consumer show.
They might do like a 1 box limit type thing, right? They just
that's okay.
Who knows?
Yeah,
that would be cool. Okay. But it would be fun to just have a box and open it, and just do some live streams.
So they have to give us a box to open on the booth, and then we're gonna buy a box to take home. That's
Let's see if
the
we
best
could get
case
them to give us a
Yeah.
box. That would be the best case scenario.
best case scenario. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna open one on the live stream, and we're gonna open one at home. I think that's a fair deal. No, I think that's very likely. So I'm gonna buy a box there, but I'm pre-ordering at least a case from Heiner as well.
Yeah.
So maybe two because of the chase cards, but I guess two is almost a bit of an overkill for Arthurian Legends. What do you think?
Yeah, I think sticking with a case just initially at least to see also what the duplication might look
Yeah,
like with
yeah,
this set. So I'm interested in opening a case first just to scope out the product before opening more.
yeah. If there's a lot of clumping going on, then probably
Yeah,
one
then
case
I
is
will
more
be
than enough.
buying singles instead because I'm
Yes.
definitely going to collect the set,
Yeah, sure.
but not going to buy multiple cases if there's a lot of clumping.
Are you getting 5 pellets again, Mike?
I'll be selling it for sure as much as I can. The demand is insane.
Yeah,
I do a Patreon sale, and just the numbers are just absolutely insane. Like I do the same thing. I don't take any money from people, but I do like a interest survey, so I know how much to order from the distributor. Because if I order 500 plus boxes or something, and then there's not real demand, that's a massive risk, right? And I
Yep.
try to offer a good price and stuff as a Patreon reward, but. Yeah, for personal collection, I don't know. I haven't really given it like a ton of thought. I'll probably get a few cases, yeah. Just
Few cases.
something like that, yeah. But
So we can
yeah, I think
expect a lot
like
of live box openings on the channel.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like that, yeah, that's always fun to do. I like doing lives, but I find that like if I try to for breaks it works because like I'm not as like deeply connected to what I'm doing. But like I've tried to do like a recorded video of opening a box like you guys have done, and I just cannot like mentally process it. Like it's just too distracting. Like I'll see some of the artwork and then my mind will start racing to some story, about the art or something, and I start babbling. But back to the like the 220 cards versus the 250. I think like because I was thinking like Eric's gonna think hard about the collectability of it, right? Some people were worried from the collector perspective if 220 would make it so you can just get like some of these games like Guardians, right? Like you could get a full set of that Daggers Island set in like 2 boxes if you got lucky
Yeah.
enough, or you'd get like damn close with 2 boxes, which is a non-starter for Sorcery with 1-year annual releases. So I think there's going to be some serious aspect of collectability, and that's why they
yeah,
said there's going to be 250 plus. So maybe it's like 280, and there's 60 like chase cards, right, between curios and alternate arts, and maybe the alternate arts are mechanically the same, but they're very rare, not like your traditional alt art like in Pokemon or something, right? So I think there's going to be like a vast array of collectability aspect to it, so people do open a lot and continue to be interested in it like several months after release. So I'm excited to see that, and I love that aspect of it because last time, like there's always people that violate street date. Somehow they have
yeah,
it days or a week before. So I'm sure that's going to happen somehow, some way before like the Spiel event, like a couple days before. Someone's going to open it up. It's going to be all over social media. But there's still curio discoverability and maybe like rare alternate art that we'll be discovering for hopefully weeks and months. Which was a super fun part of alpha
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
and beta.
No,
Yeah,
that sounds
beta
very,
curios.
very reasonable. I can totally agree with that, and I can totally see that happening. Yeah, he
Yeah.
already got it mapped out. Yeah, Mike is a smart guy.
I'm sure
Nice.
Eric has a vast plan. He's outthinking us. He's always 2 steps ahead for sure.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we don't know anything about the uniques and the foils right now. I mean, it could be that they just turned up the knob for how difficult it is to get the unique foils. And if they do
Yeah.
that, people who are set
Even
collecting and want the foils, that might be difficult and might be one way to keep people coming back to the boxes.
even more difficult, Sophie.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
good
just
point.
saying, who
They could change
knows?
the rarity
Jesus.
on foils.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that'd be probably pretty smart to do.
No, but I think it has been crazy to hit any unique
Yeah, I
foils
know,
in
but I think
beta.
with a smaller set, and yeah, I could imagine they are just tweaking some of those things that they can work on.
Then I definitely need one of those cases that are similar to my first case with like
Yeah,
5 Philosopher's
for
Stones
sure.
and 10 unique foils or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you
No,
think about the news that came out after? We heard some people who got some info out of Simon because he was very tired on Sunday. He said something about having a massive set the next time.
Oh, I
So,
didn't
a
hear that.
really big set for the set
haven't heard.
coming after Ethereum Legends.
What's really big? Even bigger than beta?
They
500.
didn't say anything. They just said a really big set. So maybe,
Yeah.
290, 300, 350. Who knows? They didn't say anything. And Simon would never, I don't think he would ever commit to a number, but he said like a really big set.
I think it adds up with like the level of commissioning of art that's happening,
Yeah.
and has been happening because there's like so much art that was commissioned in the 2018 to 2021 or 2022 timeframe that was not even used in alpha. So there's like a core set of artwork that was done. It's probably like 50 plus paintings right there. And then like all that time since we're like about 2 years removed from the
Yeah.
alpha release, right? So there's and like the pace is nuts. Like every artist I talk to is saying I can't come to the event because like I can't like afford to miss a week of painting, or like I said, I can't do artist proofs, can't do this and that. They're just completely slammed with like painting around the clock, and some work faster than others, so that factors in. But I know that they're doing a lot, and I think like Simon or someone from the company had mentioned that they're commissioning multiple sets ahead, right? So
Yeah.
but if you're going to do a massive set for the next one, you're going to consume a lot of those that you already have, and you got to keep working towards the next. So yeah, I would guess it's going to be on comparable to alpha size, 400ish, 350 to 400 or something is pretty large.
But I think it would make sense, right? That you have like a big core set, then you have the smaller thematic set, and then you want to go back to having a bigger set again to make sure that there's going to be enough cards in rotation. I think it would make sense, but let's see if it turns out to be accurate. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if it's
I
a
like
block
your
of
point,
two,
Jürgen, too, on this. Why there's a small set for Ethereum Legends, because there's a lot of risk in making sure the game mechanics don't
yeah,
break. With adding 200 cards to a 400 card base
yeah.
is a lot of change.
And I think it would make sense to maybe have a block of two, like a big one and then a small, very thematic
Yeah.
one, and the small one about half the size of the big one. And then, I mean, it's another year, around another year, and I think they're going to speed it up a little, but let's say at least 9 months until the next set, and then having a bigger one again. And if everything works out fine, and if they think the whole meta is holding up,
Simon is saying he wouldn't trust what that guy says in the chat. So maybe not accurate information. We'll have to see
yeah.
what happens.
You type a number, like a small number and a big number, and we pick one in between, Simon, and we just you just say warm or cold. That's probably the best thing to the best way to approach it. Yeah.
But I
No,
think
but
ultimately we're going to be excited no matter how big or small that set is. It's going to be amazing. And I have to say, I really enjoy this moment of just having some anticipation and just
yeah.
being super excited. And you don't have that with other TCGs anymore. The fact that you get to just have a lot of fun with spoilers and just, wait and get excited for the next set. I think that's an amazing thing to get back to.
Yeah, and collecting the set. I mean, like I said, it
Yeah.
took me a year to collect that beta, and I just finished it a couple of weeks ago with the last cards, and it was an amazing journey. And I documented all of it, and I just had fun getting every single card. I actually have been trading, it, at the tournament for the
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
time
I
in
saw
like,
you in action.
yeah, I mean, I haven't traded since I traded for Moxes back in the day, like in the beginning, and
Yeah.
I went to a tournament with one Mox and came back with three Moxes and a Black Lotus, just trading up, and adding some cards. But that was the last time I actually traded, and now I'm trading Sorcery, like almost 30 years later. That's
And
crazy.
buying
But I'm
singles, Jürgen.
Yeah, I bought singles. I'm invested. I even bought a graded card with the Alpha Investments logo. I like Rudy. I have to admit it. I think he's a great guy. But I bought that graded card, and I actually graded cards myself, which is crazy as well. I haven't
Yeah.
graded a single Magic the Gathering card, but I have graded 10 sorcery cards. So yeah,
You
that's
got bit by the
pretty fun.
sorcery bug.
Definitely,
slope,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. It definitely is a slippery
Condition
slope.
rarity. Then it's, if you're worried about foils and you get into condition rarity, you're gonna have some problems.
No, but that's I only graded my unique foils and my curio.
Okay,
So
that's
and my
cool.
promos. So nothing else. No, but I think I have one foil mix, so I think I'm gonna grade that one as well because it's part of the Alchemy 9. But
Nice.
for the
Yeah.
rest, I'm only and I have a little pile here. Uh, a little pile of uniques, foil uniques, and one or two foil elites I have to grade. So I already
Ooh.
prepare for the next grading session. That doesn't
Nice.
happen for me a lot neither. So never actually. So it says a lot. It says a lot. No, I think it's good fun collecting. It's good fun just playing. It's good fun having the time to enjoy the set and discovering something new, like every week, every 2 weeks. Somebody came up with a new deck. Somebody came up with a new strategy, new combo. I think that's great. It's I
Yeah, do
don't
you see
like the
the
rush.
old schoolers came out with a new play format too, with the two-headed dragon, like
Yeah.
a
I
four-player, like
haven't.
two teammates, big,
Oh, I haven't seen that
massive
one.
playmat. It's awesome.
How does it work? How is it set up? Like
I think it's like
four people.
two versus two, like
Yeah.
teammate base, which is kind of cool too. I think like they're gonna do it at Sorcery Con. They're trying to get some momentum there and expose it to people and get feedback on how they like it. But I like the idea of it at this juncture of the game because you could play with someone less experienced than yourself and kind of team up with them and help them
Help them
along.
out a
And
bit.
yeah, it'd be fun for everybody.
Doesn't the
So
game get super long then? Because it's already
Uh,
very long.
I think they designed it in a way. I don't know if they. I thought I had Jeremy on from. He's like in this West Coast. He's out in San Francisco, California. So he has like an old school Magic club type thing where they've been experimenting with it. And I thought he said in the interview that they experimented with the grid size for that reason, just like Sorcery did, right? Like they had a
Yeah.
there was comments from Eric that early on they adjusted the grid to make it a little smaller to force the action a little faster. So yeah, certainly in a multiplayer format, you gotta that's a consideration.
Yeah, and I think
Interesting.
it's on the Beasts of the Bay website.
Mm-hmm.
There should be comprehensive rules and everything, but it looks super fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we have
That's
to
one I
check that
might
out.
try if I could find the time in Vegas. When you go to
Yeah,
these like that, I had the booth at Baltimore, and I spent like I was never there for more than 3 to 5 minutes because I just wanted to go around and talk to people. I was like the worst vendor ever because I that's why I don't want to like sit down and play the game for an hour because I just want to go and meet people and talk to people. So it's tough to focus when you're because there's so much energy at these events, and if you're into that kind of thing, and like we've talked so much on the Discord, we've never seen these some people we've never seen like physically. We don't know what they look like, but we've talked to them like every day for the past 2 3 years, right? And
yeah,
Isn't that
others
crazy?
you just see them once a year, so it's exciting. You don't want to be bogged down sitting at a table playing a game for an hour. For like someone like me, other people like they come to play obviously, but
but it was
that's my
fun also at
struggle.
Ask and Rask. It was very much the same thing. We were like, "Hi," because people can recognize you, and you have no clue who they are before they
Yeah.
mention their Discord handle, and then you're, oh, cool, cool.
Yeah, at all the events we've been going to, people have been putting their Discord name on their lanyard with their badge. That's really
Yeah, we
smart.
need to do that
We
next time, Jürgen,
Yep.
for the next
we
Ask and
said
Rask.
we said that already. You need to have your Discord name, you need to have your YouTube name and your regular name. And then maybe we can start talking to each other because otherwise it's going
Yeah.
crazy. No, but maybe it's a good idea to come to Ask and Rest too because it's not that stressful as the big event, Mike. So I'm not pushing you or anything,
I'm
but
liking
you
Jürgen,
can
you're working it.
Yeah.
yeah, you can actually sit down with Sophie and myself and Jens, and we can play like a four-player game,
It
and
would
we
be
can
fun,
actually
man.
take that hour and enjoy it. That probably is a good idea, right?
Yeah. I'm sure you guys are gonna come. I heard you've been saying, Sophie, you're gonna come to US maybe next year. Are you thinking about
Yeah,
it too, Jurgen?
Yeah,
Or is it
I haven't been. I haven't been in a while. I've been saying it this year as well, but this year has been crazy, work-wise and privately. I haven't had any time at all, and the few days I had off, I spent with the family, obviously, and I had some very nice holidays. I've been to Croatia, and now we had the road
oh,
trip through Italy, Austria, and southern Germany. But yeah, that takes up most of my holidays. But last time I think I've been to the US, and I've been a lot. I've been a lot to the E3, the video game show. I've been a lot to the GDC, the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, and I normally go like once or twice a year to these shows. And last time I think was Chicago for the Star Wars Celebration, and I think that's 2021 already, or 2020. It was even before Corona, and after that I have not been. It's crazy, and normally I go 2-3 times a year, so I definitely have to go to the US. But the flights have gotten really expensive. I used to be able to fly for like $400-500, and if I'm on my own, I just find a cheap hotel or an Airbnb or whatever, and then it's cool. And I'm going there, and I'm staying there, and I'm flying home for about $1,000, $500 on food, drinks, whatever. $1,500 is okay, but if it's $3,000-4,000, I can't justify it, because then
Is it
that's
much?
the price.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, it's $1,000 for a flight
1,000.
already. Around
Oh,
1,000, and it
Yeah.
used to be like 400-500, and then accommodation has been getting more and more expensive. So if you want to stay a week, it's another $1,000, and then you haven't had anything to eat, drink, or access to any show yet. So that's already a couple of $1,000 there,
Yeah.
and that's a vacation with the family, So that's a bit of the problem. If I can book a flight early, I definitely want to visit the US again. It has been too long. I miss it. No.
Well, you
But
got some
that-
alpha cards to sell, What I always tell people is everything is affordable. It's just a matter of opportunity cost. Like, do you really need that alpha box in the closet, or do you want to go have like a once in a lifetime experience?
Yeah, but
Sell it and just do it, right?
Yeah,
You won't
no,
regret it.
but I think you're right there. I think you have to prioritize memories over product. But
We got
as
gray
you
hairs,
know,
man. We're on borrowed time, so you got to
Yeah,
live it while you can.
it's crazy. My wife told me today, like, yeah, your beard almost doesn't have any black in it anymore. I was like, yeah, I know. I've seen. I look into the mirror sometimes. No, it's not even that old. It's
Wow.
crazy. Where's the time gone? No, but when's the next convenient time? Because I don't want to go to Vegas. I said that, and I would love to if I can go to a few shows a year. Vegas is fine. I like Vegas, but if I only can go to one, then I want to visit a city that I really like and I haven't been to yet. So, is there any other opportunity next to Vegas?
I mean, I think every person that had a major event here in the U.S. wants to do this annually. So you'll have the East Coast. Ron is like in my general area, Maryland, Virginia, East Coast, right? And then Drew Holmes from On the Play, he's down in Texas. So he's planning to do something annually. And then the Sorcery Con so far has been in Seattle, and now the second one is in Vegas. And I don't know if it's the plan to be Vegas every time. Like, it seems probable to me, because all the major Magic events and other like major games do. Vegas is a big draw. It's like a wild city, like people get excited to go there and just let loose and have a great time. So that might be a staple for Sorcery Con itself, but I think there'll still be an East Coast one, and then down south in Texas. I don't know, like, what states you trying to go to? Maybe I can influence Ron to mix it up, or Drew or something. We'll see.
Texas actually would be really nice. I haven't been
I've
to
never been
Texas yet, and I've seen a lot of the US. I think I've been to like 10-12 states in total, which for European is quite okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So Texas would be nice, and I think what I heard from Texas, the Lone Star State, isn't it? That the people are very friendly, the food is good, you got nice steaks, everybody's warm and welcoming, and I think as who I am and how I am and my personality, I think Texas would fit pretty well. Get a cowboy hat, like
food is always important. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Just like Europe, like around the U.S., you have your different specialties. So it's a different experience with every place and sights to see and things. Yeah.
No, I always try to see at least a little bit, even if I'm there for work. San Francisco, I normally try to visit the game if I'm at the GDC. of course, trying to see the Golden Gate, go for a walk in the park there, and so on. Always walk by the Yoda fountain, which is very important as a Star Wars fan, of course. But same goes for LA. We normally go to the Hollywood Hills and rent a place there and stay there, and then go to the show. But drive down to Malibu and rent a Mustang convertible and just do the ocean drive. You have to have fun. Yeah, if you're there already, then those few dollars, more or less, they don't matter. You have to have a little bit of fun. Is Jens okay? Jens, are you okay?
Jens, are you okay?
Got a
People
hairball.
He's waiting. He's alive.
Hairball.
I thought it was your cat, man. You were talking about scratching at the door earlier. I was like, oh, there it comes.
No, it's Jens coughing away.
Have you and Jens talked about like what part of the U.S. you want to get to, or just whatever
I think we just want to get to like a specifically sorcery themed event, because we had thought about Gen Con, but as much as I think that would be fun, if we were to go to the US, we would want it to be sorcery focused. And we've been talking a bit with TG as well, who was also at Baltimore and at Gen Con. And just talking back and forth, maybe trying to figure out something with him as well. So hopefully a sorcery themed event. I don't have a preference as to where. Preferably nice and large airport, so the tickets aren't so expensive. But otherwise, I think it would just be cool to make it out and get to see some of all the cool US people that we've been talking with for a couple of years.
Yeah, and definitely like coming to East Coast is easier from Europe. So, and like TG's got that nice big farm, on the East Coast, and it's a few hours drive to Baltimore. So Baltimore might be a good option for you guys, unless he's thinking about hosting his own thing. But Philadelphia Airport, he's close to that. I have family near him up in that area too. So yeah, East Coast, and then there's DC. Like Matthias came, we went to the art museum. So there's a lot to see in DC, and the artists, if they're coming from overseas, they want to spend like 5 days or a week and kind of see things. And anyone that's traveling any more than like a few hours is like that. I know a lot of people went to the Baltimore Aquarium, is kind of a nice thing up in Baltimore. But DC, you could spend a week there easily. There's so many Smithsonians and fun things to see, a lot of art stuff and other fun. You can bring the kids. There's fun kid stuff. Something for everybody.
Yeah,
No, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
I have to time that around the same time you are going, Sophie. I think that would be really awesome.
Yes, for sure. That would be fun.
Yeah, definitely. But Essen first. Yeah.
Essen first. And SorceryCon. Let's not forget about SorceryCon. What's the status on SorceryCon, Mike? Where are we at with artists and everything?
There's 8 artists, 7 sorcery artists, and then Dustin Brossard, the one altarist. He does altars for sorcery now, and is doing some exciting stuff. And then I think there might be a couple more. We're still trying to lock it in. I was really trying to get some of the international artists, so right now it's just Elvira's international, but there might be 1 or 2 more international I'm hoping pan out. So like our goal was always like 10-ish, but like it was really there was a there's always like a cost, there's like a projected number of like artists we could afford based on our projected ticket sales for the event, and it's kind of like a chicken and an egg thing because we're a few months out. A lot of people procrastinate, and sometimes there's a surge in tickets later. We don't know if that'll happen or not, so I did like a few fundraising auctions and things like that to make sure we were good there. But our target was like 10. We thought that would be a big impact because there's 35, or you can't count for Zeta, but let's call it 34 or 35 alpha artists. So getting like 10 is like a third of the alpha artists. That's a lot, so it's pretty substantial. Massive. And a big draw for people, I think. And then there's like a lot of events, the two-headed dragon that the old schoolers are bringing. So there'll be good stuff for play. I think we've sold like close to 250 tickets or so far, which is, it's a good number. It's the biggest so far for the U.S. I think, I think the other ones were like on the order of 80-ish or something, or maybe Ron's might have been a little over 100, 120, I want to say, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's at least double that size already. And the guys were saying like, oh, we got to get to like 350. I was like, no, 500. I want to like make it massive. Like let's double it. We're at 250. It's got to be 500. So I'm hoping it's at least 350 to 400. If it's over 400, that would be awesome. But I like your idea to go to a sorcery specific one because it's definitely a more intimate experience, and it's
Yeah.
all like minded people that are super into sorcery, and then like all these guys like Rudosaurus and Zalem, like there's guys that go to like every event, and I think Zalem's going to be commentating for us there, so he's a known commodity, and a lot of these, and Josh, from Canada, he's going. I'm amazed, like he's going to Spiel too, right?
Yeah,
Like
he's coming to
he gets
Spiel.
around, man. That's
I'm
crazy.
getting to hang out with Josh and Rachel and their new kid and everything, so that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I saw that nice picture of his kid and his wife. That's cool. But yeah, people are dedicated. It shows like the passion. The players that compete in it like go everywhere, and yeah, a lot of the collector types too. I see are going to like a lot of the same events. There's a lot of hybrids, people that collect and play,
Yeah.
which is nice, and people getting into art aspects and the whole gamut of the cool stuff Sorcery offers.
What about you, Jürgen? Are you thinking about getting more altars or artist proofs or any of the good stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No, I think I will open Pandora's box there. I said I only get one, and I got that
Mm,
one. I got the Ensign Maddox one, and I'm very happy with that one. I really like it. Um, I definitely want to get more of Ensign's artist proofs for Arthurian Legends. Haven't seen any spoilers yet, but that would be nice to see. Because yeah, he is my favorite
yeah,
trading card game artist. So that would be really nice if I can add those. I don't know how many cards he painted this time. He only painted one in the alpha beta, so that was easy. But for Arthurian Legends, I think it is a few more. Have to talk to him about that. Very curious about that. And I definitely wanna get one more I have in mind, but I can't talk about that one yet. But that is a bit close to my heart already, and then I'll see. And yeah, it's a bottomless pit. I see. I wanted to ask you about that, Mike, because I've seen a lot of those artist proofs for sale recently, and some of them have been fucking amazing. And I think, yeah,
Yeah.
no, really, they look so good.
They keep up in
Um,
their game. Like I mentioned that about the
Jeez,
paintings, like the artist proofs are the
wow.
same deal. Like if you look at the
Yeah.
ones that were done early on, they're like, oh shit, like I should probably put some more time into this.
Yep. Yeah.
Because the valuation it's a valuation proposition for the artist, just like anything
yeah,
else. Like the amount of time they're not going to spend like 2 days on a proof if it's selling for like $100-$200. That's like a complete waste of time, right?
Yes.
But since they're selling higher, like they're putting a lot of energy and effort into it. Because like some of proofs you see in Magic and other games, sometimes they're just very rough, like doodles and sketches and things, because they're
Yeah.
selling them for like $50, right?
Yeah.
But if you could put the time in and the ROI makes sense and the value's there, then we're seeing the results. The altars are blowing me away too. I can't believe, like Alice Thorne, I'm obsessed with, man. He's
yeah.
everything he
It's
does.
insane.
It's like such a touching concept, and then it's just like so real. Like when you first showed me some of the stuff he had done, I was like, dude, that's not painted. Like, come on. There's no way. It looks like a printed card, and you like manipulated it digitally somehow, right? But
But
he's
it's
unbelievable.
alters by other artists or by the artists themselves. Other artists,
It's
right?
other artists, but they're like, some people will do alters and they'll retain part of the original art
Mm-hmm.
concept. Like with all the artists I've worked with, and they want to do this too. Like I've insisted, like don't retain anything. Like completely reimagine it in your
Yeah,
own way. Because like for one, it could sometimes be a little controversial and disrespectful, and it feels like kind of cheap to like leverage someone else's art and then just make some design around it. There's some creative aspect to that, but I think it's like a lot more fun because all these altarists too have their own unique styles. So if they reimagine it in their own vision, it's like you get to see brand new artwork and play with it and experience it in a different way. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really got into that a lot. I think some of them look fantastic, so I don't mean it in a negative way. But
Yeah.
personally, I rather would go for the original artist with an artist proof than an alter on a normal card. But
Mm-hmm.
that's just me because I have to be very picky with what I get. And then yeah, and it
Yeah, a
is
lot
the
of people are
same
like
even
that.
with
Mm-hmm.
artist proofs. I saw the Ravens now, and I think the price they went for was okay. It wasn't insane. It was reachable, and I'm not
Yeah.
very liquid at the moment after the holidays. The family holiday drained my funds again, but I really would have liked to get that one, and I think the price was fair. So if I get 3, 4 artist proofs, I already can save up to buy a painting, and that to me
Yeah.
even is more special. So it's a bit. You have to be a bit. You have to be a bit careful what you buy, and especially if you're into the high end stuff, and if you're collecting high end stuff on the side as well with the Magic the Gathering stuff I collect, like Unlimited and Antiquities artist proofs and these kind of things. Even without the painting, the high end ones are very expensive. Then you have to be very picky. So every few $100 I would spend on a really nice sorcery artist proof. A few $100 I can spend on maybe something bigger. And I'm
Yeah.
always trying to go for bigger somehow. I don't know. In the end, that's more rewarding if you save up.
The
And
paintings, a lot of people go for artist proofs that like appreciate original art just out of practicality, because the paintings are kind of insane. Like this Gadu one is a big problem for me now because that takes up the whole wall.
Mhm.
So I have like I have some originals there in the corner, and I'm not putting any up yet because I gotta
Shame
like
on you.
strategically. They're at least
They
they're
should
framed, man. They're framed
they
now,
should
so
be
that's good.
treated differently. They definitely should be treated differently. No, I know
The
the
thing
problem.
is, like,
Space.
I have like others that are not framed yet. So like now I'm gun shy. I can't display it because I want to like configure it in like a logical way, right? So I'm always
Yeah.
paralyzed into inaction, and like I just put it on like this table and rotate them and enjoy them one at a time. It's weird.
I think you have to do it that way, because otherwise you can't enjoy them at all. No,
Yeah.
space is my biggest enemy. I'm confined to this room. The wife said, "Okay, this is your man cave. This is your office. You can do whatever you want," and it's completely filled up. It's horrible.
So,
But yeah, space
yeah,
and
you
putting
collect
up
the
like
figures and stuff. Like this one guy that I bought a few paintings from. Like he said, he collects sculptures and like he was just rattling off like all kinds of stuff. I was like, damn, you're in deep, man. Because the sculpture is like a whole different ball game, and like the figures you have there, the action figures and stuff. I mean,
yeah.
you could
I,
really go
I
nuts.
I keep it to nerd stuff, but I collect too many things, and honestly, I've been collecting since I've been a kid. I got all my original comics from the age of 5, 6. I got Marvel comics from my uncle. He bought them, read them, and then gave them to me, and that's what started it all. And then when I was like 10, I got my first Game Boy, Nintendo, and
Mhm.
yeah, since then I'm into video games, and I'm working in the video games industry, so I got a lot of video games, a lot of press releases for the video game stuff, a lot of special editions and these kind of things. And I got a lot of comics, got a lot of books, got a lot of board games, got obviously a lot of trading card game stuff. And then I started like the figures, I only have Marvel and then a few of the Walking Dead ones. And yeah, there's another wall that's completely filled with those Sideshow XM Studio figures. It's just one wall.
The Marvel
Uh,
paintings are really nice too.
th-
And then
those
when I started getting into Guardians and doing the research, I was like, "Ooh, should I buy some Guardians paintings?" And I was like, "No, no, no, I can't do that. I can't
It's
do that.
getting out of
It's too
hand,
much."
man.
Yeah.
those I've seen one of the, and I more or less decided not to buy it, but I've seen one of the Guardians paintings that was pretty cool and pretty
Yeah.
affordable as well. The
Mhm.
Parkinson, he's called, right? I
Yeah,
think.
Keith Parkinson.
And
Yeah, he's great.
yeah, and he's got a couple of them on his site, and I think
Yeah,
the prices are fair. But
right.
yeah, I already
I
spent
agree.
way too much on the sealed product and the singles. That's again, you're splintering your money, and
Yeah,
you could get other cool stuff if you buy too much little shit. Then in the end, you won't get the big guns.
true.
No,
I
definitely
have an interesting question for you. So, Jürgen, now we know Eric is actually coming to Spiel.
yes,
So, you want to get a card signed by
yes.
Eric, of course. Which card are you getting signed?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I
Card
think he has a
signed.
policy on that though, right? He'll only sign the Eric's Curiosa card and what was the other things? The Sorcerer maybe. That's already
Oh,
signed. I think he had some
Oh,
like limitations on it for. I don't know if that was like a one time for that event. It'd be cool if he changed it up. He's like, oh well, now I'm going to this event and I'll only sign these two or three
yeah,
cards, right? So you got to go see them all over the world. That'd be a
that would
carrot
be
to dangle.
a
But
nice
yeah,
move.
I guess the question is, if you could have any card for him to sign, what would you choose?
Good question. Yeah, but Eric's Curiosa is pretty obvious. I think that would fit very well.
Yeah. Would you let him
I
sign your Curio, or would that damage it?
I would probably not know. I don't even have a lot of stuff signed by Richard Garfield, you know? I mean, he's the creator. That's cool. And
That is
I
cool.
got like 2 Antiquities boosters still sealed, unsearched, signed by Garfield. But for the rest, I wouldn't let him sign. Sometimes I see Black Lotus signed by Rush and Garfield. I'm like, yeah, I rather have it signed only by Rush, you know? So I think it would be amazing to get a signed card by Eric, but then indeed it has to be very specific. And I think like the Sorcerer is a nice one, but we already got that in the pledge pack of the Alpha, right? I think there's a signed card
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, it's the Sorcerer, the Alan
Yeah,
Pause
so
version.
so I got that one, and it's signed by Eric, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I
From the
got that
pledge
one
pack,
already
yeah.
signed. Then I think it would probably be Eric's Curiosa.
Yeah.
And then and then rip the signed Eric's Curiosa in a game. Yes. Exactly.
How about that one?
Can we
That
sign
I
all 4 pieces?
yes. have
You
to
should do that, and then
first
see if
first
that makes him sign one of the ones that from your collection that he refused to sign before you did.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or
pitch up another card.
Yeah.
first rip it and then have him indeed sign all the pieces.
There you go. Yeah, torture him a little
That
more.
would be awesome. Yeah.
Well, I got to run for dinner, guys, but it was a lot of fun connecting with you both. It's been a long time, 1 year plus with each of you, I think. So
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so
thanks
as
for
well.
all your
I mean,
efforts and the stuff you're doing too. It's really
oh,
great, fun content too, and the
says
event you're
says
hosting
the
goes a long way.
says the guy who has done all the groundwork.
We're all
No,
working
man.
hard.
No, it's fun and it should be fun. And sometimes you can forget that. But yeah, let's not make it
Yeah.
another year, Mike.
Yeah.
We definitely had contact in between, but it's been a
Right.
bit crazy. And you've been on the list. I think we even discussed like, hey, we need to have a chat. So it was awesome that you could jump in spontaneously.
That's how it always is. Like a lot of people reach out, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll let you know with 30 to 60 minutes notice if the kids fall asleep or something."
Yes.
They're like, "Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work for me." And I was like, "All right, well, maybe in a few years." When they're older, they ran in. He ran in with no shirt, and showed off his awesome tan and his ripped physique.
But believe me, it gets better. Like I said, both of them are a little older. They're just doing their own
Yeah.
thing, especially on a Friday night. So it
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
better, and then you're gonna miss those days. Believe
I
me.
know. Yeah.
So
All right,
yeah.
guys. Well, take care. Have a good night.
You too. Thanks a lot
Good
for
night.
joining, and enjoy
Yep.
dinner,
Thank you.
man. And
Yeah,
talk to you
appreciate it.
soon. That was fun.
It
That was
was.
really
It
nice.
was for
Yeah.
sure.
I love these spontaneous things, these spontaneous talks. I think it was a good vibe and good atmosphere. And I think it was already not planned that you showed up, and that was already awesome. And it always is with you, you know that.
Yeah,
I
we
always
always have a
love
good time.
definitely. What is that? I mean, Jens, you and me, that just works
We're
all the
just
time.
chill people who want to talk about cardboard. I mean, how can it go wrong, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I now had it with Mike as well a couple of times that I think I jumped in on one of his streams and it
Yeah,
just
I
clicked
remember. I
really
was
well.
watching that one.
And then he jumped in on one of mine like over a year ago, and it clicked really well. And now with all of us, that clicked really well too. I like that community. Group is really really nice. Those content creators. There are a couple of content creators that are really awesome, sorcery content creators. But I think I have the most contact with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I'm just catching a question there. Yeah, exactly.
That one I thought, yeah.
Yeah,
We don't know yet.
no,
That,
but it does say that there will be artists
the
in
artists.
plural.
Yes, and we just don't know which ones yet. So that's the interesting part. But I think it has been more or less confirmed that there will be artists because it says in the event schedule.
Yes, exactly.
And if
And
you
it says
have not,
so.
if you have not seen that one, that's it.
Yes, exactly.
So, no. There it clearly says artists. But Sophie, we talked for 2 hours. That's
Yeah, I think
crazy.
it might be a good time to just call it an evening.
Yeah, I think that's okay. And we even had a lot of viewers. I'm really surprised. I didn't even expect.
Yeah,
I
it was
just
a lot of
wanted to
fun.
test. Yeah, it was. It was really a lot of fun. I just wanted to test my internet connection, and somehow it turned into that amazing sorcery stream
It
with
turned
all
out
the
to be a
news.
sorcery party.
Yes, but amongst the three of us, we had a lot of news. We had a lot of interesting things. It was really like the best catch-up video we could have created.
Very spontaneous one, but yes, indeed.
Yes, right? No, I loved it. We talked about basically everything we wanted to talk about in the next couple of videos. So now have to think of something else.
But luckily there's always more to do, right?
Definitely, there's always more to do. At the moment, I'm a bit struggling sometimes with. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk about the other thing, and then I want to talk about this, and then in the end, I end up not talking about anything. It's not good.
Yeah, but yeah, at least I think sometimes it's just like pick an idea, go for it, and then you can always
Yeah.
do like a live stream. I think that's the nice part about doing the live stream is you get to cover a bit of everything. I
Yes.
think that's a
No.
nice way to go about it.
Definitely, I like that. I like the rambles. I like just to cover a bit of everything, and yeah, it's like I said, you have to focus a lot on what you're buying at the moment because everything got very expensive. If you want to have the high end
Yeah, for
stuff, but
sure.
if you want to have some artist proofs or whatever as well, and even the boxes, I mean, getting a case of Arthurian Legends will put us back a couple of $100 as well. So you have to choose your battles financially,
Yep.
and that means where I often bought like an unlimited rare for my set in the past for 50 to $100, I have not bought any of those this year. I think two or three. I bought a Savannah Lion at the Magic Con, for
Yeah.
like so these kind of things because I saw it and I've been looking it for it for a very long time. But yeah, so being picky with your content is especially if that's your kind of content. I mean,
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
you guys do a lot of talk about the set, the news, these kind of things, but I'm often looking at cards, completing sets, and if you can't buy content for that, then those content parts fall away. But in the end, still, I think doing quite well. But your output is very consistent at the moment, I have to say. I
Yeah,
like
but
it.
that's due to the summer holidays. We're
I know.
going to run into being back at full time work on Monday, and then it's going to be very tricky to get. But I
Yeah,
mean, we usually do like 1 to 2 videos per week. That's what we aim for,
that's nice.
and that's as much as we can do unless somebody decides to throw like a lotto ticket at us or something like that.
Same here.
Yeah,
No, but I think one or two is the sweet spot in our position. And if you can do a little more, if you can do a little extra or spontaneous live stream, that's cool. But if it's one or two videos, um, with the time we have, that's already a lot. We're putting so much time into this. That's fair. I think everybody can appreciate that. So yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's cool.
exactly.
No, but I'm gonna end the stream now, Sophie. And as
Indeed.
always, I'm going to say stay healthy, stay frosty, and I talk to you next time. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye bye.